because they have lived the character of Ravin. The bonding is more with Ravin than Ravinder Singh, to be very honest. And I take really good pride in saying that people love Ravin. Let them love Ravin.
Any more questions for Ravin? Let's just keep it a little short though, yeah? Could you pass the mic up ahead, please? There's...
Warm good evening to Kailash sir and Ravin. My question to you is that the book you written, I too had a love story. What the first thought come in your mind? You are a business, you are doing some job. Okay, you are doing a job, then you just suddenly decide, let's write something. What's the thought of it?
Have you read the book?
Yeah, I have read the book.
Okay. The thought, if you would have read the book, you would have known the thought behind it.
Suddenly a person just started becoming an author. Let's become, मतलब एक thoughts होता है sir. How it just come in your mind?
ठीक है, मैं समझ गया आपका question क्या है. I too had a love story is my tribute to my ex-girlfriend whom I lost in an accident. It's a true love story. There are these two lines which are not mine, and I put anonymous, which actually defines why I turned into an author. It's like, तेरे जाने का असर कुछ ऐसा हुआ मुझ पर, तुझे ढूंढते ढूंढते मैंने खुद को पा लिया. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come across an author in me. It goes back to the same story. Have you seen the movie Rockstar, where Ravinder Kapoor is trying to become a singer, and the person, the canteen manager says, if you want to get in the creative world, तुम्हें वो दर्द होना ज़रूरी है. Probably that unwanted dard landed up in my life and gave birth to an author in me. It was my way to pen down my mortal story. My idea was to make my immortal love story a mortal one by writing it and writing it as a tribute to her. In my own way, I wanted to bring back Khushi in this world. And I believe that when my readers turn up on my fan page and then they say, good morning, hi Khushi, as if she is really alive on those fan pages. That's the entire reason why I chose to write that.
We have a question back there.
I just want to ask you one question. It is
you are very active on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Everyone knows. See, and I do make out faces. कि ये कौन है, वो कौन है.
Sir, thank you very much for
welcome.
remembering me, sir. And sir,
You forgot
it's
your
not
question.
related to a book. I just want to ask you, sir, why did you become full-time author, sir? Sir, no, let me complete, sir. You know, when I read your I Too Had a Love Story, it had a great impact on me. And after that, I started reading Can Never Been Twice. For a moment, I thought that it's a true story of yours, and I was so much lost in your books. And I am a commerce student. I wanted to take BMM, sir. But still, I don't know what, sir. At that time, you were software engineer. So I was like, नहीं, मुझे तो रविंदर सर के साथ ही काम करना है, मुझे सर के साथ काम करना है, मुझे पता नहीं, मेरे को BMM नहीं करना है, मुझे BC. मेरे डैड ने मुझे इतना चिल्लाया था कि तू एक ऑथर के लिए तो स्ट्रीम चेंज करिए. मैंने बोला नहीं, मुझे करना है तो करना है. फिर मैंने BCA लिया सर. एंड देन उसके मेरी मिस ने भी मुझ पे हंसा, इतनी हंसी थी, वो प्रीति मिस थी. एंड सर उसके 3 महीने बाद मुझे पता चल रहा है कि आप फुल टाइम ऑथर बन गए सर.
Next I'm trying to get into the cricket thing.
I think you should approach the Penguin guys here and try be an editor to get close to him next. What's the question? Because we have many more questions waiting in the audience.
I'll give a simple answer to that question, to that complex question actually. You're making me regret why I changed my job actually. No, I chose to become an author because it's just because of your love. When you actually egg me कि सर अगली किताब कब आएगी, you are my inspiration why I write. I had a very different reason to write I Too Had a Love Story. After that I never thought that कि मैं आगे भी कुछ लिखूंगा. If you would have recollected, I Too Had a Love Story, Can Love Happen Twice के बीच में करीब 4 साल का gap है. I never thought, but every other day when hundreds of messages used to come, when is your next book coming? Then I thought ठीक है ये लिख लेते हैं. And then when next coming, अब हालात ये हो गए हैं that I spend one complete year writing a book. I'm at the book launches. People who have read the book, they say, when is the next book coming? So if I do not leave my job, how do I do justice to your love and your expectation? That's the reason.
And one more, sir. Thank you very much. I have waited 1 year for your reply, but you never replied me. I used to cry कि sir reply क्यों नहीं की?
Yeah, sure.
Good evening, Ravin. Hello, sir. myself Shefali. I want to know what is the difference of experience you had while writing your previous book and this book? What
A
is the
great
difference
question.
you felt? Thank you.
Right. I'll give a very honest answer to that. When I was writing my first book, I never had to go ahead with these expectations. मेरे कोई रीडर्स थे ही नहीं जब मैं पहली किताब लिख रहा था, वो मैं अपने लिए लिख रहा था कि मुझे लगता था कि मेरी ग्रीफ इतनी ज़्यादा है कि आई नीड टू शेयर इट विद एज मैनी पीपल एज पॉसिबल. तो मैं सिर्फ लिख रहा था, मुझे नहीं पता था कि मुंबई के लोग उसको पढ़ेंगे कि नहीं पढ़ेंगे, या कॉलेज जाने वाले बच्चे पढ़ेंगे या बड़े पढ़ेंगे. आई हैड नो आइडिया अबाउट दैट. आई वाज जस्ट राइटिंग. Right now, it's a very different thing, and I try to avoid the expectation part of it. There are dozens of ideas which people fill in my mind. Why don't you write about this particular thing? Why don't you write about my story? It's very difficult. It's a thin line, and I'm finding it very difficult not to jump that line. So this big expectation, what is that book all about, is actually something I'm trying to avoid and consider on my mind in writing something which I thoroughly enjoy. I don't want to write something which people want to read. Yes, I want to write because people want to read, but the content part of it, I want to choose myself. So this expectation clash is something that is difference out there.
I
Hi,
think we have
sir.
time for just a couple of questions. There's one at the back, and we'll take one more post that.
I have one question for Anupam ji. I have read your book. The best thing about you is you.
You have to tell my name to this gentleman first. बेटा क्या हो गया तुम्हें मेरे को बेटा घबरा गए हैं? तुमको क्या लगा मुझे पता नहीं लगेगा क्या नाम है मेरा बच गया
Now, how this entire thought of you writing that book, I've read that book, and I have read snippets of your childhood days. There was this one chapter which super impressed me, was the chapter wherein your father took you to a canteen and for the samosa thing, and he shares the board exam results with you.
Yeah.
And I did read your tweet also. The moment the Delhi University thing was out, you actually posted a number, 3 dot some 37, 36 percentile. And I loved going through that tweet, after which I went to tweet. So really want to know about your experience of writing that book.
First of all, I must tell people that the book that we are talking about, it's called a book which I wrote last year. It's called The Best Thing About You Is You. It's kind of a inspirational book or a life of a motivational book. And if Crossword does not have it here, I'll walk out just now. You better get a copy of that.
There's a guy showing the copy.
अरे बच गया उस पे bestseller भी लिखा है ना I have never got more than 38% marks in my life. I'm sure you have done much better. You were almost studying and that lady was almost wanting to join you. But 10, 12 years back, I went through a bad phase, work-wise, health-wise. I got facial paralysis. At that time, Penguin had asked me to pen down my autobiography. And I was taping in tape recorder. I can't write. I said, how will I do? They said, why don't you just speak into and somebody will put it down. When I heard that tape of 10, 11 hours, I thought it was a very entertaining life. I was talking about my failures, I was talking about my disasters, and I was laughing at them. And then I said, I'm an actor, I should not write it, I should perform it. And the play, Kuch Bhi Ho Sakta Hai, is a play which is based on my failures, all the things which went wrong, my first crush which went wrong, my first exam where I failed, etc., etc.